I have outbursts, and they're just caused by people and not knowing what's happening, what's going on, and it's nothing a person can do. Like, you can't control it. Um, I was diagnosed a long time ago when I was like 8 or 9, and you know, I would try to be a normal child because somebody with social anxiety tries so hard to fit in and so hard to be somebody they're not because they're scared how people are going to think of them and scared of what people are going to say. And it, for me, it got to the point where I purposely would do things to make it so people wouldn't want to be near me because I thought that if I did those things, I could uh, I could just not have people know who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. For 8th grade to about like my sophomore year of high school, and this is kind of embarrassing, but hey, this is me talking about anxiety and overcoming social anxiety. Um, but from 8th grade to like my sophomore year, I would wear deodorant. I wouldn't take care of myself. I wouldn't shower or bathe or anything because I figured if God made me the way I am, if God made me anxious, God made it so it was hard for me to make friends, and being who I am, then I don't need anybody else. But if they love me, they'll accept me the way I am. And you know, that's just not the case. And it's definitely, there is no excuse for not taking care of yourself and not showering. But my anxiety, I figured if I just got rid of the problem now, which was people wanting to get close to me, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. And in the long run, it did cause me a lot of problems because, one, I was made fun of for it. I knew I didn't wear deodorant. I knew I stank. I knew uh, it has long-lasting effect. If you don't wear deodorant for a couple years, deodorant won't agree with your body, so it will just not work. If you don't shower regularly, your body can build up bacteria that helps not fight off smells sometimes. And yeah, anyways, that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about anxiety. You know, I ruined so many relationships that I could have had, relationships that I do have, because I have social anxiety. I'm scared that if I say things or I do things, people will think I'm weird. For instance, I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to get sued or fined or flagged or whatever YouTube does. But for instance, I really, 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 really liked this dude in high school. like really liked him. And I was so scared to even talk to this dude, to even put myself in a situation where I could fail, potentially. That's not the word. That's not a word. Potentially fail at a relationship. My anxiety got the best of me, and it never worked out. Like, we didn't even talk all through high school, but I would sit in the back of the class and stare at his head. And I'm a weird person, you know? I'm weird. I'm different. We're not going to use the word weird here. We're going to use the word different. I'm different. I'm unique. And for people who don't get that I'm different and I'm unique, they think that I'm just a messy person. But in my head, I'm normal. This is normal for me. This constantly thinking how people view me, constantly asking, no, I shouldn't say that, constantly overthinking things to the point where I ruin things I could have, ruin things that I possibly, it's hard. It's hard. And if you don't understand that, then, you know, that's your problem. You know, you're missing out on getting to know somebody who's great. And I'm not talking about somebody like me, just me, who has social anxiety. I'm talking about anybody who has social anxiety and feels like you don't fit in. You constantly are overthinking things, you know? For the people who don't have social anxiety and think that people look at somebody like me or look at somebody who has social anxiety and are like, oh, that's dumb, she's weird, stay away from her, she probably has autism or something like that. You know, for somebody who doesn't have it, you'll never fully understand if you never get a chance to know that person. And people are so quick to overlook it. And they listen to other people. They listen to what other people say about that person because of things that they have done in the past. And that goes with them for their whole life. So it puts them in this situation where they don't want to be near people. And people are so quick to listen to other people that they don't get a chance to actually know a person, to actually know how they are feeling, to actually get to know them, and to know who they are as a person. And it hurts somebody like me. And yes, I've had things happen to me in the past that most people would be like, oh, just get over it. But to somebody who has social anxiety, that's something you can never get over. And you know what? I work at it. I work on getting over things that have happened. It's hard. Because when people are so cruel and people are so quick to judge, it's like you don't want to put yourself in situations like that. But the way to overcome anxiety, the way to overcome any illness, anything that you possibly have, is to tell yourself you want to get better. If you do not truly want to get better, you do not truly want to get over anger issues, anxiety, depression, anything, if you do not want to get that help, then you're just going to stay in a place you can't get out of. But if you tell yourself and you actually follow steps and you actually do it and you say to yourself, I'm going to get better, that is the way you can get better. And I'm telling you, it does get better when you tell yourself it gets better. You tell yourself you're going to get better. I love you guys. Peace. Namaste. Mwah.